Hey there everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris Orme and today we're jumping back into our Starters Orders 7 save, the beginning of the new era. If you've seen the last episode, you would have seen the end of the old era. And we'll start with some favourites from the old era. Let's jump into the breeding barn, and of course the headliner of this class is Bella with 11 Grade 1 wins. We've got 5 Grade 2 and a Grade 3. The studs, Druss here with 12 Group 1 wins and 1 Group 3. So very happy with both of those. You can see pretty decent. Well, Huntress with a Grade 1, 7 on Grade 2 for Shift, and a Tyrion Grade 1 winner, of course. We just got that at the end of the career. But great ratings, great horses. They all deserve to be there. I will say the mares are all very, very similar stat-wise. If I bring across my little cheat sheet, we can just see that. So everybody's got similar abilities, potentials. A little bit of change here in the confidence and the enthusiasm. And then, of course, deterioration a little bit. But you can see there's not too much variance elsewhere. So the fact that the Amelin didn't really run and win any races, 89 rated, that doesn't really matter. She's right up there with Bella with those 11 Grade 1 wins. Not too different at all if we're looking from a breeding stat potential kind of position. So with the studs, a little bit more variance. Red Hand certainly there seems to be really high up. Druss as well, showing why he's got 12, but Tyrion should be as good. We've got some good yearlings with some good potentials and abilities. We'll see how they work out. And then back into the main roster, we can see here R3. We've got Winespring, 92 rated, decent 2-year-old season. Short order horse, probably not going to be anything more than that. And then another pair of perhaps shorter horses in Kandra and Tinai. So we have a decent setup going into this video. Like I say, this is the beginning of the next generation of super horses, hopefully. We'll see how these three develop and how the 3 yearlings we've got. And I'm interested to see what the breeding potential we've got in the barn is like to move this forward and up another level. Everyone at this point should be on the breeding list. So you can see they're having a lot of good times. Happy enough with that. Might move some others across over time. Not too sure about that. But yeah, we're in a good place right now. I'm happy with what we have. So that's the main thing there. So we'll get into a race in just a moment. But first I want to talk a little bit about expectations. So Winespring, again, with the 3-year-olds, I'm kind of looking to get some graded races, test them out. I'm not too sure if we go beyond the 5 furlong marker. We didn't seem to do anything moving up to 6 as a 2-year-old. Kandra, of course, similar to Tinai, but running at 6 furlongs, that might be okay. Tinai running at 5. Maiden win, get some other wins on, test the Grade 3 level, get to 100 rating. We didn't get that done with Winespring. We're trying to get it done with the 2-year-old. So those are kind of our goals for this season. Breeding is all set up. We have Cooper and Huntress, Amelin and Druss, Red Hand and Bella, and also Tyrion and Shift. So those are our 4 pairings. Going to be fairly happy with that. So we don't watch maidens, but we do go to the day. I'm also not sure whether we'll be buying too much at auction. Looks like a bunch of these horses, in fact, only Bridgewood Fox isn't going to be a little agitated or worse. So, skip the result, and Kendra can't win. So, not the best of starts, suited well, but we lost two horses that were sweating a little badly. So, yeah, that's not great, if I'm honest. That's not great at all. It wasn't even that close. Little disappointed. Okay, we've got another maiden coming up. So tonight will run at 5 furlongs. I'm probably going to check the breeding auctions, and I'm probably going to check the yearling auctions. Maybe buy a couple of those. I'm not sure past that as far as the auctions are concerned, because I think we got some good breeding stock as it is. So looks like tonight is one of the slightly agitated ones with Chancey Go. And into third, we faded a little bit short. Maybe slightly shorter trip would help us out, but we can't go shorter than 5. So jockey not giving us good feedback there. So yeah, not the best. Okay, but 5. Let's throw in towards the end. Then let's move this timetable out a bit. We have them both on the 21st of February. Wine Spring is also a 5, and there's going to be nothing there at 5. What do we have at 6? There's a grade 1 at 6, but I mean, that's going to be too much. I could try a 6. Let's try a 6 with Wine Spring, and then we know if he's going to gain the distance or not. Anything in sales, I really want 10th of February. So no, let's jump across then to that race, Wine Spring. So a little grade 3 at 6 furlongs. We'll see how he progresses with this one. And nothing in that auction. So, as I say, a bit of a test here. Just a little bit of a test. We'll see how we get on. So we're not going to be anywhere near favourite. We're not too badly off, but we're sort of bang in the middle of the betting, bang in the middle of the ratings. Nobody's really carrying too much weight. Fashion Day a little bit there because of the grade 3 win. Most people have something run on the going, run the distance or the course before. In the paddock, looks like Inside Dealer is very calm. So that might suit them. Oscar Whiskey a little agitated, and Pantoffel is the overwhelming favourite. So we're at Florida. And yeah, let's see what we can do then. Let's jump into the race. So, Florida, 6 furlongs, grade 3 race. So, testing new ground for Wine Spring. It's the Old Hat Stakes on dirt. Let's see how we get. Let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. We're just in the middle, shooting out towards the front a little bit with Offshore Account. Looks like Inside Dealer on the inside. The stablemate of the leading horse right now is Azif. Pantoufle there on the inside, leading out the secondary group. Zabelina, Andon, Mesp, Fashion Day, Token Gesture, Oscar Whiskey, and Misty Heights at the rear. So we're going to move across here to the inside rail. Looks like Pantoufle there moving outside. So down to the final 1.5 furlongs. Looks like Offshore Account's going to go. We went a little bit. Pantoufle now coming through a little bit more. Down to the final half a furlong. Looks like Wine Spring here can't really get things going, so definitely I'd say a 5 furlong horse. Pantoufel will win, and win fairly comfortably. But 4th place, did say ran on. I don't like that, because I think that with a 5 furlong horse, that makes it look and sound like it was a 6 furlong horse. The race made it seem 5, but the furlong kind of hinted towards 6 or 7, and I doubt that immensely. But a decent run by Wine Spring. So I'm not entirely sure what to make of that. So 10th of February. Let's go forward a few days and see what's at this auction. Couple of grade 2s, okay. A decent rated grade 3 at 6-year-old, but nothing I really feel the need to go in for. But yeah, overall, that's not bad. So, pair of maidens again. Let's go find these races. So, Candra, again, will be running. We will be the favourite. Little lazy here, little agitated. So, Entail and In My Life. Surely this is the one. Candra, half a length back over Consult. Okay, so Candra is also a 5 furlong horse, apparently. Okay, we'll be favourite. Little Lizzie from Chill. Tenai here, favourite. And again, second. Not even close. Okay, well, Candra over 5. I'm going to book here towards the beginning of March. So we'll travel to Illinois for Candra. We're going to try at 6. And we might as well go similar time. So day after for you, we're going to go to Arcadia and see what Tenai can run there. And that 5 furlong. So South African race, a selling race. Selling and handicap. So absolutely nothing we really want to do there. 3rd or 4th. There are yearling sales, but I really like our yearlings, actually. I do really like our yearlings. We're going to ignore the stud bookings because everyone is set at a low fee right now. Let's go find Candra. Not going to look too much into this one. We move down a furlong. Candra comes second by some distance. Stayed on. Yeah, I do think she is a 6 furlong horse. We're moving up to 6 with Tenai. A very calm feel. We weakened. We were nearly 4 lengths back. But it did say suited perfectly. I'm not 100% convinced by that. I think they're both actually going to be 6 furlong horses. That's where they perform a little bit. So, okay. We've got a little bit to be getting on with there. Let's jump across then to another auction, and then we'll start looking at races for Wine Spring. Say, we do want to test Wine Spring, so still holding all their distances, so I can see now Wine Spring here. It could go to Dubai or South Africa. There's a conditions race. I mean, we'd be competitive at least in that. Yeah, okay. Okay, 16th of April for you. Guess we can go a little later, 18th of April there. So Farmington and Kent, and then Wine Spring out to New York for a conditions race. I mean, not the best of starts. I mean, the come down from Bella and Russ is huge, and I can kind of accept that. I can accept that. It's a little bit of a shame. Again, some decent little horses. Handicap winner did win a graded race. And 4 grade 1s. Okay. Okay. I think I'm interested in those 2. So we're already over the reserve. There you go. 1.65 there. And this is probably just going to go for, it's going to say just over 8. I push that price up a little bit. Anniversary then. Handicappers. They do seem to make decent breeding stock from what I've seen. So high rating handicappers, especially ones that have won on a grade 3. That doesn't seem to be a bad shout for horses, to be honest with you. And there we go. We've got, good potential on anniversary. So that kind of horse in the breeding barn could be a good option for you. Doesn't have the other stats we're looking for. We are going to retire this one. So we just paid, nearly $1 million to check that horse out. We paid double on this for the 4 grade 1 wins. I'm not convinced so far by grade 1 winners in the breeding auctions, but we will see. And that's not bad. That's not bad. Low confidence, low enthusiasm, half a bar on finish application. But elsewhere, looks pretty decent. Again, we're not worrying about money, so I'm just going to dump that one off. Not something that we want to breed from. But overall, a pretty decent breeder's sale. Pretty decent. 2 decent options there. At least potentially they were in the right areas. Like I say, the other stats were not there, so not something that we'd want to run with. Okay, so tonight there's no issues, and no issues. Good. Okay, we're just going to skip the day now because we're trying to get something tonight. Not sure the trip suited. So yeah, tonight may actually be, as originally thought, a 5 furlong. It's going on Candra. Candra gets the win finally. Oh. I mean, the stats are improving on Candra, not so much on tonight. But yeah, 1.5 driven out. Absolutely fantastic. Didn't really get much going here, but we weren't too far behind. So, not... Okay. So I've updated my files a little bit there. And I think those 4 races have put us in decent position with maybe Candra, maybe not so much Tinai, but they both did gain a decent amount of ability, potential, however you want to judge that bar. We'll see what they're like as 3-year-olds. They're both now kind of in the same ballpark, at least, that Winespring started the season as, so we will see. We will see. Hopefully they gain a bit of distance to make things easier on us. So for now, with those out, it's only Winespring to judge. So 3rd of May, we might look again. We should be able to get through a decent amount of season with just Winespring here. Not overly fancied. We are going to be the top rated. We're on weight. Tipsters like Leporello, Sharpshoes, 2 votes apiece there. Nobody looking too badly at all. Let's jump into this one. This is at New York. It's the conditions race over 5 furlongs. Not the best race, but there doesn't seem to be much over 5. So we'll see how this one plays out. Again, pretty decent there. We're going to go to the start. As it breaks down, group of 4 at the front, Hemington, Sharpshoes, and Lord Raglan just outside us there. Then back to Buddy Miracle, Jane's Crusader, Leporello in the red sleeves. One of the favourites, of course, and Mirabelle Vizou. So it looks like Sharpshoes here in the black and red in 2nd place. And then the red sleeves right to the back right now, Leporello. They will be the favourites. We see Sharpshoes pushing on, getting out of it. Doesn't seem to be too much from the rest of the field right now. Still waiting to see if Leporello will come through. We fall way down the order. Buddy Miracle in 2nd place. We kind of held on quite well there, actually, through that middle part. We didn't look too bad. Sharpshoes disappointing at the... running well at the front. Leporello disappointing at the rear. And we couldn't get competitive. So, okay, let's look at that race a little bit. Like, no feedback. We couldn't get competitive. I just don't know where Winespring is running. I really don't think we can do a 7. You know, I don't think we can do a 7. I want to test, because it did say once, it did say that we could run or could get a bit more distance on the horse. We can't really do that at 7. I mean, a good 6, a good 7. I think we skip the month and see what else shows up for Winespring. Looks like we're not really up to racing, because I didn't take that race off by accident. I didn't take that race off. Okay. But it did say it suited perfectly, so maybe a 7 is what we're looking for then. Maybe, unless the game is kind of lying to us, I'm going to throw down in here. We'll have another month to rest Winespring and try and pick up a good result here. So grade 2. Okay, so 50 to 1, a little bit laid back, low rated, on weight. Tipsters like Sarkozy and a little bit of Kressel in there. Where amongst a few, yeah, brushstrokes a little lazy, as are we, and joined up writing. Looks like Kyle, Kaylin, and Lady, excellent here. A little bit agitated there. Okay, 7 furlongs then. Let's say trying to go off the jockey feedback rather than what I see in the stats. Grade 2, Esprera Stakes. Let's see. The 7 furlongs is a little bit better for us. Look like Sarkozy there on the outside in the orange in that chasing pack. We are running quite well. We've got the inside. We will take the lead around this long left-hand turn. The field are going to come into this one ready. 1.5 furlongs out. What is going to come through here offshore count looks like the whole field is going to make a run for this. And we're no way in hell going to get anything done here. We will end dead last by quite a way as well. Detached at the rear. We did miss the break. I mean, didn't really learn anything from that. I'm kind of getting this feeling with Winespring that we might not be able to find a good race for them. So I didn't like that one at all. I don't know, just trying to think where I can book Winespring. Honestly, like we're at the midpoint of the season and I don't really see anything. And that's slightly concerning. Ever so slightly concerning. Okay, we're going to throw up big fee here to stop from getting offers in on our horses. Money's not an issue. Okay, let's save that then. And we've got just over another month to skip, so we'll see what Winespring has going on here. Let's remove that. Any distance gained? No. Okay. Okay, at 5, we got some settlings and handicaps. Nothing else. At 6, handicap, there's an allowance race here. That could be the best bet. Then at 7s, there's a grade 2 and a grade 3. I think this is going to be about it. Make or break for Winespring here. I don't really think a graded race will help. But an allowance race at 6 furlongs. Well off it there. Well off it. So, not convinced by Winespring. I think we're a good horse, but I just don't know where we run. I just don't know where we run. I mean, yeah. Like, I really didn't expect to struggle with Winespring. We look at the stats of the horse and, you know, decent pace, great acceleration, decent start, some really nice stats in there. I just thought we'd fill out this bar a little bit, get a few results, Maybe if we're lucky, a grade 3. And then year 4, year 5, we'll set up and sort of really attack things. But not really working out that way. Nothing at 5s. There's going to be nothing at 6, at least domestically. 7s, yeah, I just don't think there's a race here for Wine Spring, so I think we go again next year with that, and just see what happens. So now we're just looking for a horse to simulate with. Is there anything worthwhile? Not really. Trafalgar's running today. Okay, keep an eye on that horse over the future. Okay. I mean, if everybody... That one might have the best chance of being something. Just go in. Not bad. Pretty bad. Okay. Some good stats, but not much. So we're just going to use Countdown then, I think, to simulate until the end of the season. So it looks like Tin Eye was a 5 furlong horse at the end of the day. Didn't quite get things in the right direction, but we've got a shot for next year now. We know roughly what we want to do. Candra looked a lot better, if we're honest. Candra looks pretty decent right now. So we'll see what she can do as a 3-year-old. Looks like a 6 furlong horse. So not all doom and gloom. But Wine Spring, I don't know. I really don't know kind of where my distance is with Wine Spring. I'm hoping as a 4-year-old, maybe we gain more distance. Maybe we don't. I mean, that is also a possibility. That is also a possibility. We'll retire Kowtow. Look at the sales. 2-year-old sales. So 101st rank. Nobody in there. Trafalgar, top 4-year-old and up, of course. Secret Waters, laid back. You know what? We'll keep an eye on that just in case it comes into the breeding area or up for sale somehow. Benny and the Jets doesn't look like they could run in the Triple Crown. An excitable horse there. So, not the best of seasons there. Not the best of seasons. We've got yearlings. So, Red Hand and Bella. Pretty much my top pairing. I love the speed and acceleration. I love that. Good start. And Red Club says, good enough, good enough. Little bit low in the enthusiasm maybe, but everything else hits our requirements. We've got about 20% jump, which we can make up with a very good 2-year-old season. But that would put us in really good shape for 3 years of age. Really, really happy with Red Clubs. Greta D'Argent. Again, you can see this is Tyrion and Shift, grade 1 and grade 2. This is my second pairing. Not great speed, but pretty decent in terms of acceleration and start. A little bit of a breeding bonus there for distance. And okay, again, we just about make it on enthusiasm and extra speed. Everything else is pretty good. That consistency, though, absolutely terrible. And I really don't think the Greta makes that, which is a shame. Let's look at Laurel Dean's best. This is my third pairing, Amelin and Druss. See, Druss, of course, our big money winner and our big sort of a stud. So we'll see. Okay, then. Decent. Okay, so we hit our sort of minimums everywhere quite nicely. A little bit low on the ability there. Again, is a shame, but just about makes it. And then our lowest pairing, Copper and Huntress, here for Blazing Bailey. Like, not much money. We do get Huntress's 1, grade 1. What would they be combined? So, I mean, basically it's just Huntress plus that 1 grade 3 out of Copper. So, 1 grade 1, 5 grade 2s, and 3 grade 3s. Blazing Bailey, good speed, acceleration, got decent start. Again, another short order horse, and yeah, decent. So we should be able to hit that and run quite well. So only one pairing didn't make it. It is my second tier horses in Tyrion and Shift. I got Bell and Red Hand as my first pairing, Shift, Tyrion second, Amerlin, Druss third, Huntress, Copper fourth. So 1, 3, and 4 worked. 2, not so much. Not so much. And as 2-year-olds, let's have a look at Fail. She looks pretty decent. Soother, not bad. Not sure if we get that potential. And Lurcher, not bad either. Chandra is a 3-year-old, gains a bit of distance. That's what we like to see. We're going to max out the potential there. There's a bit to like about Chandra. Tinai didn't, so probably still 5 furlong. We've got a lot of work there. That might be another Wine Spring. Talking of Wine Spring, not much change there. So could be pretty poor seasons ahead for Tinai and Wine Spring. Chandra at least hit minimum objectives, hopefully. And the 2-year-olds look fairly promising. We'll have to wait and see. But that's what we're going to call this one for now. Thanks very much for watching. A little bit of a downturn in fortunes. Like I say, a rough season for the 2-year-olds. Not quite getting them where we wanted them. Chandra did at least get that maiden win. Wine Spring really struggled and doesn't look too much more promising right now. So between them and Tinai, I'm not 100% convinced they will make it into the breeding barn at all, or even as racers. Long, hard looks at those. Chandra, though, I'd say should hit that potential. Should be able to see something, maybe a 4-year-old, if we get a potential jump there, to put her into the barn. And the 2-year-olds, who knows? The 2-year-olds this time around could be okay. We'll figure that out as we go. But, hey, we won't know till we run the races. That'll be next time. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Chris Orme here at Villa Manetheran with the next generation coming through after Druss and Bella leave the racing stables and head to the breeding and stud barn, respectively. It's been Starters Order 7. I'll see you back here next time. Until then, guys, thanks very much for watching, and y'all take care of each other.